So here is some data I prepared. Now you find that data attached to this video, by the way. It is a JSON file, and this JSON file actually holds an array, hence the squared brackets here, of 2 JSON documents. So this is one single JSON document, and this is another JSON document. And we enter one such document with insert 1. We don't insert both. We insert one such document with insert 1, and this would be one piece of information about a flight. Now here I got these key value pairs, and that is how a JSON document is basically made up of. You have names, which you enclose between double quotation marks, and these double quotation marks are important and have to be used. And then you got the values for these names or keys. And here the values can be different kinds of data. Here we got a string, so some text basically, which is surrounded by quotation marks. Here we got a number though, and there we don't have quotation marks. So the values don't have to use quotation marks, only the names here. The values can be strings and then they have quotation marks, but they can also be numbers, or like this, a so-called Boolean, so true or false. This also has no quotation marks. There also are some other types of data which we'll see throughout the course. These are 3 very important types of data which you'll use a lot though. So this is one JSON document we could enter. So let's grab this document. Again, you find this file attached, and just that one document, including the curly braces, but not the entire array. Grab that document, and then back in your terminal here, you can copy that document between those braces. Important, before you copy it in, delete the closing parentheses, then add it, and then close it. Now if you hit enter, you should see this message here, which basically tells you that this was accepted and was inserted successfully, and that it also assigned an automatically created ID. Now that's a feature provided by MongoDB. Every document you enter gets a unique ID. And actually, you need to have a unique ID on every element, but as you saw here, you don't need to specify it on your own. MongoDB gives you one. It's of type object ID, so this is another type supported by MongoDB, which we can use. And we can see it if we now simply have a look at our flight data. Let me clear the console. And again, if I now access flight data, so this collection, now instead of inserting, we can use find like this. And if we use it like this, it will simply return all the documents in this collection. You can also add another dot and then pretty as a function, and this will just make sure that the output we get back is formatted in a pretty way. That's the only thing it does. Find without pretty will also work. It'll look like this, but, and you can press arrow up to repeat your last command. If you add pretty, it looks like this, which is easier to read. And there we see all the data we entered, plus this extra underscore ID, which was added automatically by MongoDB. And this object ID object is simply a special type of data provided by MongoDB, which is a unique ID that also allows you to sort your documents, because it will also have some timestamp data in there, you could say. So this ID also can be used for sorting, because it's guaranteed that if you would add another document right now, this would be treated as a more recent document than this document we see here, due to that ID. But that's some behind the scenes stuff. The important part is we got our data in there. You still see we have the same data types we added, like the number still is a number. There are no quotation marks around it. And this is now valid JSON data inserted into our database, or into our collection in that database, to be precise.